Daddy, why'd they build all those pyramids? Chapter 18, December 14, 2099, encounter. Almost Christmas, baby, she said as she snuggled back against him. The morning light blinded her eyes, but that did not stop her hands from reaching their goal. What do you want for Christmas, beautiful? He said, squeezing her tightly against him. I'm holding it, she said as she gave it a little squeeze. No, I mean, yes. She kissed him full on the lips, and their passion took over. 20 minutes later, they simultaneously reached liftoff, just as their alarm clock rang. Nothing could stem their joy, and after 5 minutes, there was a knock at the door. You okay, sir? The grainy voice said. Fine, Cleveland, thanks, Bit said. Good morning, sir. Thanks, Bit said, a crooked smile on his face. His sweetheart smile was one of a satisfied nymph. The Secret Service agent Cleveland had noticed tachycardia on the cardiac monitor and knew exactly what was going on in the president's bedroom. Cleveland just liked to shake things up a bit now and then. He liked that feeling of power as well as the next guy. Where are you off to today, Ann? Oh, I'm headed down to the Eternal Garden to meet with some guy named Knapp. He's going to show me around the garden, kind of a promotion, but a treat for me. The photos show it to be spectacular. Well, be careful, Bit said. The world is less than safe, and I need you, especially when this pyramid lands. We got to sort it all out and preserve our world. What about tonight, baby, Ann said. Bit's serious face broke into a grin, revealing the dimple on his left cheek, the only one on his handsome face. All his political opponents said it was the only reason he was a Democrat. I'll be waiting for you at 10, he said. I'll be here with more than you can handle, Ann said, a half-smile on her love-stained face. I'll give it my best shot, Bit said. They grasped each other's hands and headed for the steamy shower, already flowing. President Spontane had won re-election on November 3 by a narrow margin with Bit as his running mate, but the president went into cardiac failure and did not survive a cardiac arrest on Thursday, November 5. His death put the country and the world into turmoil. The Republicans demanded a repeat election, but as Bit was already vice president and the country could not afford another election, Bit was declared the president-elect. There was nothing in the Constitution about such scenarios, so Bit and the Democrats lobbied to allow Bit to select his own vice president. Since the North Dakota interview, Ann Wilkin, the reporter, had befriended the president and he had appointed her a White House advisor. During the president's cardiac arrest and subsequent CPR, Ann was at his side, and the president purportedly pointed to her and said, Vice President. The ensuing debate was hot and heavy. Bit, who was not present at the president's unsuccessful CPR, bought into the story with Ann's irresistible persuasion. Thus, Bit would be inaugurated President of the United States for a 4-year term in January 2100. Ann Wilkin, actually born of Republican parents, would be his vice president. Their love affair was instantaneous, and Bit quickly moved his wife and 2 children out of the White House to a mansion in Northern Virginia. Bit cited security reasons, the pyramid and all, and he faithfully went out to visit them once a week, no matter what the world was doing. Bit's wife, Fendra, welcomed the arrangement as it moved her closer to her most recent conquest, the ambassador of Dubai. Bit stared at the love of his life through the steamy atmosphere of the shower. The world was now sitting on his large but reluctant shoulders. God or fate or whatever had provided him with his magnificent human being to help him through yet another world crisis. As she reassuringly stared back at him, he was beginning to realize deep down that maybe the next 4 years would be more than just another in a long line of world crises. In world history, there had been no instance of alien contact, that is, verifiable ones. Now it appeared that the inevitable was happening right before their eyes. The United States government had carefully guarded Area 51 in New Mexico for 150 years, yet few knew what was really there. Bit had seen photos of dead alien skeletons, but he doubted it was real. Nevertheless, the area remained the top secret. He had been a sci-fi nut as a kid and went to the theater and watched a rerunning of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He then watched the 1989 movie several more times at home. He, little Bit, was now going to be a go-between. How would he handle it? Richard Dreyfuss had done it peacefully, but in the movie the alien threat was downplayed. He wasn't sure what this pyramid was or how to deal with it, but he knew As sure as he was standing next to the most beautiful woman in the world, he would soon have the opportunity to find out. The two-bit president, the media called him, but here he was, thrown into the gap, back against the wall. Would he be up to the task? He would soon find out. The thing, Great Pyramid in the sky, would be landing soon, probably somewhere in the Middle East, and he, the two-bit president, would be there to meet and greet the visitors, 6 guns at the ready. To this point, the alien craft had shown no signs of aggression, but he and the entire world remained skeptical. Would he have the nerve to honor the oath he would take in January? The 2 perfect lips planted softly on his left cheek gave him all the reassurance he needed.